guys! So quick side note here before I start my story time. I just wanted to thank you guys so much for all your positive feedback on my more recent videos. I've been getting a lot of comments with video suggestions, particularly anime death scene reactions are wanted, which I have been keeping track of what the suggestions are, and I have been writing them in my book here. So I will get to them. It may take some time, but I have been taking your guys' suggestions into consideration. They're written in my book, and like I said, I will be getting to them when I get to them. So with that being said, let's get on to today's video, which is actually the story of my wisdom teeth removal. There are millions of videos out there of people after their wisdom teeth removal, and you get to see how freaking jacked up on pain meds they are and the funny things that they might say. There are so many of those videos out there, and the other night I found myself falling into that deep hole, and I watched several of these videos and started to think about my own wisdom teeth removal. Now, here's a quick fun fact about myself. I have never had a cavity and I've never had a filling, so frickin' booyah. But I'm gonna just knock on wood just so I don't jinx myself. And taking that into consideration, I've never had a freezing needle in my mouth. I've never had to, get any freezing in my mouth. So when I was informed of the date that I'd be getting my wisdom teeth removed, I knew damn well that there was no way in hell, unintentional rhyme was unintentional, that I was going to be getting freezing needles in my mouth. Like, okay, I've had an irrational fear of needles for the longest time now, and I'm getting over it. I mean, I have 5 tattoos, tattoo needles, flu shots, not a big deal for me anymore. But needles in my mouth, that's a different story. Like, keep them away from my mouth. And so I ended up going to the hospital to get my wisdom teeth removed because I am a wuss and didn't want to get freezing needles in my mouth. So I went to the hospital to get my wisdom teeth removed. Big freaking whoop. So it's wisdom teeth removal day. Mom and I drive up to the hospital. I go in there, I get changed into a gown, and they direct me to the operating room, I guess. So they have me lay down on the table and they strap me onto the table, and I was really confused. Like, why would they need to strap me onto the table? Like, what am I gonna do? But they told me the reason for it was because there have been cases where patients that have been under, they've actually moved while they've been under. So I'm like, okay, I'm unconscious and I'm under, so how the frick am I gonna move when I'm under? But I didn't question it anymore. I just let them do whatever they had to do. Now, when I changed into my gown before I went into the operating room, the nurse put this giant blob of freezing cream on the back of my right hand, and she put this like plastic screen thing on to keep it there, because this was the hand that I was going to be getting the IV in. And I'm really weird when it comes to IVs and flu shots, medical needles in general. I'd rather have the needle be, put on my dominant side, so I usually get flu shots on, my right side and my right shoulder, and so I was going to have the IV in my right hand, and so they had the big blob of freezing cream getting it ready for the IV. So I'm laying there on the table and they give me laughing gas, which I don't remember asking for. I might have, but I don't personally remember. And so they gave me the laughing gas and I laugh a little bit. My whole body feels numb and I start to pass out. Meanwhile, the nurse is wiping the giant blob of freezing cream off the back of my hand and getting my hand ready for the IV. Now, this next part is a little bit gross, so if you're grossed out easily, just skip it. But she goes to put the IV in the back of my hand and she can't find the vein. And she's digging the freaking needle in the back of my hand and I can feel it. Like, I'm a little bit out of it from the laughing gas, but I can still, like, feel it, like, freaking clear as day. It hurts so bad, and like I said, I was half out of it, so I kind of like mutter. I'm like, ow, can you please just hurry it up? Because it was really freaking hurting me. And as I'm falling asleep from the laughing gas, I can hear the nurse say,
I don't like the veins in this hand. I'm going for the other one.
It's like, freaking come on, man, like seriously? So removal happens, everything goes fine. I actually had 3 wisdom teeth instead of the usual 4. And also the roots for the top 2 were really skinny. So apparently these guys were really easy to remove, but this bugger here was like slightly under my jaw. So this is kind of gross to say, but they had to shave a little bit of my jaw away in order to get at this wisdom tooth, but didn't have one on this side. But even with that being said, I still frickin' swelled up and had chipmunk cheeks. Now, you would assume that if you just got your wisdom teeth removed and you were jacked up on T3s, that, going to school the next day would be the last thought in your mind. Well, it wasn't for me because I freaking went to school the next day, puffed up like a friggin' chipmunk and jacked up on T3s. Yeah, I went to school the next day. I don't know why I did it. I know it wasn't a good idea, but I was very adamant about not missing class. I think I made it through about half of the day, and then I said to my family studies teacher, I'm like, I need to go home. And she was just like surprised at the fact that I was even there in the first place, because obviously all my teachers knew that I was getting my wisdom teeth removed, and for me to just like go to school the next day, like they were just kind of like, why are you here? My face gave my friends a good laugh though, puffed up chipmunk cheeks and all, so there's something. But there you go guys, that was the story of my wisdom teeth removal. If you guys like this video, don't forget to give it a massive thumbs up. Keep leaving those video suggestions down in the comments. Subscribe to my channel if you like my videos. Keep being awesome, and I'll see you guys next time with a brand new video. Bye guys.